Yaps. It's in the name. So before we even do this, let's go over here to X, because shit is popping off in the Middle East. And you know shit's going bad when Russia orders for its citizens to leave Israel immediately. Iran is at the point of no return. Like, this is not good. President Trump asked, everyone, any civilian of Tehran, the capital of Iran, to evacuate immediately, and look at all of the people leaving. Like, boys, get ready. We may be getting drafted.
You're looking live at Tel Aviv, Israel, where at least 8 people were killed and dozens were injured in an early morning missile attack from Iran. In just 4 days of fighting, Iran has launched over 300 missiles towards the Jewish state. Many of them have targeted major civilian areas. We know a 5-year-old was lost. There was a Holocaust survivor targeting civilian areas. Let that sink in. Now, dramatic video captured the moment of impact in Tel Aviv just this morning.
Let's see what video they show. That's crazy, man. This is people's homes. Bless, man. Bless.
Well, hello, everyone. This is Outnumbered. I'm Kaylee McEnany here with my co-hosts Emily Campagno and Harris Faulkner. Also joining us, Nicole Parker, Fox News contributor and former FBI special agent, and Jeremy Hunt, Veterans on Duty chairman and former Army intelligence
captain. None of these
captain.
people look qualified to tell me shit.
But first, let's go live to Mike Tobin, who's in Tel Aviv. What's going on, Mike?
All right, you are qualified. You're
well,
actually
Kaylee,
there.
I can tell you that Tel Aviv, usually a bustling city, is relative.
Why does he kind of look like my thumb with eyes, eyebrows, and some hair on top? Literally just take my thumb and put his face on it, and I think it's the same. What the fuck?
Relatively quiet right now as most people are electing to stay home close to their bomb shelters in anticipation of another evening of ballistic missile attacks from Iran. As you mentioned, 8 people were killed by the most recent attacks here in Israel. Hundreds have been injured, and rescuers are still on the scene of some of the strike sites, combing through the rubble with the potential of finding survivors trapped in the rubble. Now, the damage from the strikes includes the U.S. consulate just a short distance from where I am here in Tel Aviv. The U.S. ambassador, Mike Huckabee, says the damage to the consulate was minor. No personnel were injured. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu toured the Tal Naf air base in central Israel. He boasted to troops that Israel has destroyed Iran's air defenses and fighter jets can operate at will from western Iran to Tehran.
Yeah, I did hear him say that he feels that he has free control over the airspace now, which is not what you want to be if you're the opposing force. You don't want the skies above you to just be open and free.
The Israeli Air Force controls the skies over Tehran. This changes the entire campaign. We are on the way to achieving our 2 goals, eliminating the nuclear threat and eliminating the missile threat.
Israeli warplanes are not letting up in Iran. Just today, 20 surface-to-surface missiles were destroyed moments before they were launched, according to the IDF. Also today, we have satellite imagery before and after. Significant missile production and nuclear facilities were struck. Most significantly, the well-known Natanz nuclear plant shows destruction from Israeli bombs. The IDF also claims warplanes have destroyed 1/3 of Iran's missile launchers and their missile launching capability. Kaylee?
Thank you, Mike. Keep us updated. Now, President Trump is revealing where exactly the United States stands in the conflict between Israel and Iran. During an interview with ABC News, Trump reiterated that the U.S. is not currently involved, but he did say, quote, "It's possible we could get involved." President Trump was asked about that reporting last hour and some additional reporting that came from the Wall Street Journal. Here's what he said.
What would it take for the U.S. to get involved in this conflict militarily?
I don't want to talk about that.
What material support and what intelligence support are you providing Israel?
We've always supported Israel. We have for a long period of time, strongly. And Israel's doing very well right now.
Meanwhile, U.S. officials are telling Fox News that President Trump blocked an Israeli plan to assassinate Iran's supreme leader. despite Iran's
insane.
repeated attempts to assassinate President Trump.
I'm not saying that it's insane that he blocked him. I'm just saying that it is insane that they're having like, they're taking each other out like with assassinations like it's a video game. You know what I mean? And Trump's like, no, this is not a video game. This is real life. I want to be the peace president, and I can't have you guys stabbing each other in the back.
In just the past year. Now, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu claims President Trump is Iran's top target in the world. Here's what he told Brett Baer on Special Reports.
You just said Iran tried to assassinate President Trump twice. Do you have intel that the assassination attempts on President Trump were directly from Iran?
Through proxies, yes. Through their intel, yes. They want to kill him. Look,
through proxies, and proxies could be, you know, planting seeds to help escalate the situation, because at the end of the day, these proxies probably benefit from wartime conflicts.
He's enemy number one. He killed Qasem Soleimani. He said, made it very clear, including now, you cannot have a nuclear weapon, which means you cannot enrich. He's been very forceful. So for them, he's enemy number one.
So, Jeremy, I want to lay out where we are. Last night, there were some U.S. assets that all began moving east. I was closely tracking them on these national security accounts. There's been a ton of reporting that has come out, and we can now confirm, this is Liz Frieden, our producer, the U.S. Air Force is moving a large number of refueling tanker aircrafts to Europe in order to be closer to the Middle East. A U.S. official confirmed this to Fox News. This will provide, this is key, this was being reported by Reuters. Now we can confirm more options for President Trump. A lot of people asking what those options are. Could be supporting Israel defensively, could be something greater. I want to pull up a picture of Fordow. This is the nuclear site that's been much discussed. Those nuclear weapons buried about a half-mile down. Israel lacks the capability to take them out without U.S. bunker busters. So the question is this among the options?
Perhaps, and I think it's great how President Trump is laying out all the options there, so that we have freedom to decide how we want to, what involvement looks like. I'll say this: Israel is doing a great service for the United States. I mean,
without question.
Iran is the leading state sponsor of terrorism. They export their radical ideology all around the world. They have their proxies that have attacked American troops. They chant death to America. They've had apparently assassination attempts on President Trump's life. I mean, they hate us. They hate what we stand for. And so for Israel to be in a position where they're weakening that regime, this is a good day for America. And so I think it's important that President Trump is looking at all those options. Look, I'll say,
I never look at bombs and explosions like it's a good day for America, right? Because like at the end of the day, we're all on this rock together, coexisting it. And I think blowing other human beings up on the other side of the planet, it just sucks. Like something you don't want to have to do. Because ultimately the people who live in these houses and occupy that space aren't the ones who want this. Right? Most of the Iranian people, from what I'm understanding, what I'm picking up, is they don't even like their own government. So they're the ones being bombed, and they're not even in support of what the government is deciding to do. And how, like, you could just take that statement and apply it to so many other people from so many different countries, to so many different topics of, like, even me, I'm pro-Trump, but that doesn't mean I appreciate everything that he's doing. For example, these ICE raids, I get it. But at the same time, I think there could be a better way of going about it.
Just as an intel officer, it is remarkable what Israel has done. I mean, you look at the drone facility that they had within the border of Iran, and were able to unleash all these drones to attack Iran's air defense assets. I mean, truly, it took years to do that. Very similar to what we saw in Ukraine, for example, where Ukraine used the same kind of idea, where this operation had drones all in Russia, literally attacking their assets. This is a remarkable feat, and I think Israel should be applauded for that, and America should support in any way that is best for our interests. And I think there's a clear case to be made there.
About an hour and a half ago, the Wall Street Journal reported this: a battered Iran signals it wants to de-escalate hostilities with Israel and negotiate. Messages passed by Tehran through intermediaries seek a return to talks if the U.S. stays out of the fight. It bears mentioning they were given 60 days to negotiate. They didn't do that. Some would argue they've been given decades to negotiate. Instead, they shouted death to America. During the Faulkner Focus, President Trump was asked directly about that report. Let's listen to what he said. Hey, Harris, we don't have it, but I do have it written here. They like to talk, but they should have done that before. They should have done that before. They should have spoken immediately. But at the back,
they like to talk. They should have done it before. I told them they should have done it before. They like to talk, and we'll have them dying like dogs.
back end, he said they should speak with us now.
Yeah,
they should speak with us now. I think now would be a good time. And if not, if you're a citizen of Tehran, I would encourage you to evacuate immediately.
he said, look, they had 60 days. I waited until the 60th day to pull that. And he did say now is the time because they're out of time at this point. He said Iran
yesterday was the time.
Is not winning this war. And you were asking before about what our involvement could look like. We're already involved with intelligence. I mean, he's talked about it. Others have talked.
This is true. We're involved with intelligence, with supplying tanks and weaponry, like all of it. The reason why Israel is so fortified and resilient is because their army is made up of all of our equipment. That's why that small little nation has Iron Man level of equipment and can appropriately defend themselves with things like the Iron Dome, even though it's we've seen it in the past 4 days be pushed to its limits and then past some.
Talked about it. But the aspect of us going in, the president was asked about in that news conference. He said, I'm not going to talk about that right now. And we might have gotten more from him had the Canadian Prime Minister, Mark Carney, not thought that it was his birthday today and that he could get away with cutting off the president of the United States with every reporter asking about that situation and him making world news. So he might have gone on about this. He did mention an Iranian friend who has not come out to help, and that's Putin. And he said, would have been good to have a G8 with perhaps Putin back in there. Well, I'm thinking big picture. Yeah, you could have talked with him about potentially being part of an equation at this point, because you're looking for all players. I don't think Putin's going to help Iran any other way unless it's at a table. He's certainly not going to fight for them. He doesn't even fight for his own people.
No, he does not. Of that we know. All right, well, we're getting stunning new video. Iran state media was live on...
It's like you have to be careful listening to this stuff because they're going to use inflammatory language like that and try to like plant these little seeds in there to try to sway your opinion like that. Just listen to the facts and listen from it from a couple different sources, not just myself and, you know, Fox News or whatever, whoever we're reacting to, because we'll do CNN and MSNBC and whatnot. But do your own research and formulate your own opinions. Don't take the opinion of mine or somebody that we watch.
You won't believe this. I couldn't believe it when I watched it. Live on air. This is Iranian state media. And then Israel hits. Watch this.
Oh, they're showing it? I was going to pull this up at the end of the video. Watch this. This is an Iran. This is crazy. Holy shit.
I mean, Emily, if you didn't...
Could you imagine this happening to this chick right now? She's trying to talk and all of a sudden the lights go out and there's an explosion.
Think Iran was on their heels. Apparently they are.
A terrifyingly visceral clip to watch, right? And especially, look, that's a human that we're watching there. But the reality is a lot of humans in Iran are being suffocated and held at the hands of the Islam.
And this is true. And if you look at just this and this individual, you know, it's so to me disheartening to see people be so oppressed to where they have to physically feel like they have to cover up their bodies and they don't have the same rights as other human beings. To me, it's asinine. It's backward way of thinking. It's thinking like a Neanderthal or like a little freaking monkey, to be honest. Like that's just chimp logic, and we are so much better than that, man. And once more, I hate to see it. I hate to see